A police probe into two suspended officers who have sat at home on full pay for 5 years has cost the taxpayer $5 million, it was revealed yesterday. One Detective Constable, Wolfgang Bird, has just quit with a £250,000 golden handshake, to the fury of some fellow officers. Detective Sergeant Philip Simpson is still on full pay of $34,000 a year. The two were suspended when an Essex police launched an inquiry into the wake of a gangland execution of 3 drug barons. It centred on DC Bird's alleged association with a supergrass, the key witness in the trial of the 2 killers of Underworld heavies Patrick Tate, Tony Tucker and Craig Rolfe. The December 1995 massacre of the trio in a blood-drenched Range Rover inspired the movie Essex Boys starring Sean Bean. The Sun has learnt neither officer was immediately served a Vital Regulation 7 notice, the cop's eternal version of formally cautioning the suspect. An Essex police source described that as a blunder that has haunted the taxpayer since, adding, "Tot up the cost of all of this and you don't get much change out of $5 million. DC Bird, 44, was charged with conspiracy to supply cannabis, but that was later dropped. DS Simpson, 41, charged with stealing and supplying cannabis, was clearly after a costly trial at Norwich Crown Court, but the force refused to reinstate them and began disciplinary action. DC Bird had picked up $130,000 in pay over 5 years, plus housing allowance payments of $20,000. DS Simpson has received $170,000 plus $20,000 for housing. The original Operation Apache, which targeted them at times, involved up to 20 officers. Full legal teams prepared and presented cases. When both failed, chief constables from outside forces were called in on full pay to run disciplinary proceedings. They were accompanied by other officers and secretarial staff and stayed in hotels. And legal teams were again commissioned for the prosecution and defence at 2 tribunal hearings. The source said, "It is outrageous taxpayers are still picking up the bill for this farce. It could have been wrapped up in months if handled properly. Nothing has come out in the past 5 years that was not known at the very beginning." At his £80,000 home in an Essex village, Mr. Bird said yesterday, "I have resigned and we have reached a settlement. I do not wish to say anything else." At his £160,000 4-bedroom home in Colchester, DS Simpson would not comment. Essex police confirmed DS Simpson faced another disciplinary hearing this year, adding DS Bird has tendered his resignation. A settlement has been reached.